I can't go another year. No, I can't be up in here complaining. Gotta let them know I'm famous in my heart. Listen here, I'm here for the world to hear. And I'ma make sure they know what my name is. I just wanna end up famous in
I'm so serious, probably why they be so damn curious. They furious, Easy got these ladies on some silly shit. Now what the dilly is, I'm going all out. Hey, I'm the talk of the town while y'all just saw a mouth. Here's a story about my quest to be rich. I'm like Beyonce and Kelly on some Destiny shit. Mr. 6 Mile, look me up, I'm somewhat a dream. Got my city like an addict, guess it's somewhat a fiend. For my team, anything less is uncivilized. Surprise, I'm seeing this world through clear eyes. And haters only made me more inspired to bless. On the clock right now, what the hell is the next? Like that feeling in your chest when you're ready to leave. Like that memory you had, you just couldn't believe. And we always got a little ammunition for y'all, cause we remember when they wouldn't even listen at all.
Listen here, I can't go another year. No, I can't be up in here complaining. Gotta let them know I'm famous in my heart. Listen here, I'm here for the world to hear. And I'ma make sure they know my name.
Wanna love something with me too. In 97 on Gunston and 6 Measy, the streets made a natural born hustler. Believe me, drop real with it. That was my first EP. Grind harder than granted, but made it look easy. Take it to the top, that was the plan. Now I'm known worldwide from Detroit to Japan.
What's up, though? Welcome to another episode of the Jackson Report. I swear sometimes I almost be forgetting that we going live because I get so caught into that intro song. Rest up to my man Ian J. That's him on the second verse of that track. If y'all didn't know, he came through and blessed me with that one way back when I was still recording as an artist. But this week, I told y'all we was going to get back on track. We've been having fun the past couple weeks. Did the show for my granny. Did the election show, brought my producers on. You know, just kind of trying to lighten the mood for y'all. But this week, I got to keep y'all informed. Because we got a lot of stuff happening now. Over this weekend, I was looking up stuff and, you know, getting back on point. Looking through the articles, getting ready to keep y'all informed this week. And finally, it appears the president, even though he is yet to concede, it appears he's ready to transition the power over to Joe Biden and his campaign and his administration. Basically, when I read the article, it's almost like the Republican Party pressuring him into just going ahead and like, you know, you lost, dude. Pretty much. After all of the lawsuits, after all of the recounts, even though they trying to say some parts of the election was crooked, as all elections are, even with the recounts and the lawsuits, Biden still won the states that he won. He's still ahead in the Electoral College. So basically, give it up. Pretty much. It's only so long you can keep prolonging the fight before it's just like, you lost, bro. Like, I'm going to need you to go ahead, clock out, start moving your stuff out the White House, get ready to go to Mar-a-Lago, have the Secret Service transfer them over to Florida. It's time for you to go on vacation. You like playing golf anyway, I'm thinking, so it's time. Let that man get on up in there. Maybe we could see some change in America, because I've been looking at a couple of his policies he planned on implementing. Might be pretty decent for the next 4 years, or at least better than the last 4. So if y'all seeing this article on y'all timeline, y'all need to pay attention to it, because, you know, old Donald ain't so bad after all. Well, at least his advisors ain't so bad, because they telling him basically, dude, it's not even worth the fight no more. Like, give it up. You lost. Let that man go on and have his moment in the sun. Joe Biden, the 46th president of the United States. He did it, y'all. Our votes finally counted for a change. But, you know, this week I said, outside of talking about this whole election thing, I got to bring something else to y'all. Because like in Texas, I guess we've been implementing California-based restaurants. And I was looking at an article because in a couple days I'm going to be traveling to this state myself. And it appears now Colorado finally got their first 2 In-N-Outs. But they kind of going a little crazy with them. I guess the wait's too long. So, the lines got people fighting with their pants off. Like, you look at the dude. Apparently, he came out of his pants fighting. Like, and the irony to all of that is after they get up and his face heal and they sit in the car and they in pain, and they take that first bite, they going to realize they just fought over, to me, was just a plain old burger, because we got In-N-Out here in Texas, and it ain't like it's like a food exchange for all my Detroiters. Y'all know what it is in Detroit. The food exchange, that's a burger you want to fight over.
In-N-Out burgers are amazing, but they have the worst fries of any fast food chain. That's my hot take.
See? Exactly. See, Chuck had to chime in on that. See, the difference of opinions. Chuck liked the burgers. And don't get it twisted. In-N-Out, when I first had their burger, I was impressed by it. But after a couple times, it's like, okay, the hype gone. It's gonna happen like that in Colorado, I'm thinking. Like, after the first couple times, they wait in them 8-hour lines because, when a new restaurant come, everybody gonna bombard it. But I don't think it was worth a fight and actually losing your pants and getting your ass beat at the same time. Like, if you look, the dude pants fell off. He trying to he trying to fight him for what? It's not like him beating the other guy up was gonna make the line move any faster. But when I saw that, I pulled that in like, all right, this is just a tidbit I'll throw in this week, being that in 2 days I'm gonna be on the highway headed to Colorado. And I hope my family ain't watching this because it's supposed to be a surprise when I show up on Thanksgiving Day for them. But this week, y'all, it's so much going on. So much that I want to discuss as far as articles and everything else. But on the sidebar, it's something I want to acknowledge. My sis down in North Carolina launching her website on Black Friday. So if y'all not hip to it, she on Facebook, Luxuries by Neek. She'll be launching her website this Friday. So for all y'all looking for them Black Friday deals, check her out. Check out the Luxuries by Neek website and go and show her some love. Because we all know this Friday, everybody going to be looking for deals. And it just dawned on me, speaking of Black Friday, it's the holiday week. Thanksgiving in a couple days. So if y'all seeing this and y'all in the comments, I need to know how y'all feeling about Thanksgiving. What y'all thankful for coming up this year? Because I know I'm thankful for a lot. Like, all of us really should be thankful if y'all sitting at home and y'all watching this, that you all in good health. Because this year with this whole coronavirus, and it's been mentioned time and time and time again, but I guess we at a point now where the numbers spiking back up, and that second wave that they promised was going to come through is coming through, and states is shutting down. And fortunately for us down here in Texas, Governor Abbott kind of arrogant, and he like, we not finna stop making our money. He trusting us down here because we grown. So he trusting us to wear our face masks and social distance. So all my Austinites, if y'all tuned in today, keep doing what y'all doing. Keep wearing them masks. Keep staying 6 feet apart. Don't crowd up spaces. This Thanksgiving holiday, don't have 30 or 40 people congregating in your house. Oh, you thankful for being on the other side of the wall, huh, bro? I feel you. That's my bro down in Louisville. I see you, bro. We all thankful for being on the other side of that wall. And I know which wall you talking about. He not talking about that wall Trump was talking about building, y'all. Just in case y'all see it in this comment, I know which wall you talking about, bro. Shouts out to you. I'm glad you on the other side of that wall. And I'm going to need one of them puppies, too, because I seen your kennel you got started down there in Louisville. It's always good when my bros tap in and I see my bros checking out the show. But this week, y'all, it's a lot I really want to speak to y'all about. It's a lot of information I want to give to y'all. And it's a lot of sidebars I got going for y'all this week, too. Because I've been looking at it, and I kind of feel bad for my Detroiters. Because at one point in time during this whole this pandemic, see, everybody been calling it epidemics. I done heard everything but a pandemic when it comes to it. But it was at one point when Michigan was in the green. Like, they state was ahead of everybody. Their numbers was curving. They was plateauing. And now, I guess, with this new wave that's done came through, their numbers done spiked up to the point they closing they state back down around the holidays. So if you up there in Michigan, my fam, to y'all, I know y'all gonna have Thanksgiving dinner because that's just unlike us to not have a dinner. Be safe when y'all doing it. If the baby's in there and the baby's around, keep them masked up. But y'all already know what it is. If y'all gonna congregate, you know everybody's safe. We know in our family, we've been playing it safe during this whole pandemic. So for my fam up in Detroit, I'm there with y'all in spirit. Have a good holiday. Y'all be safe up there. All my fam that may be watching this all over the country, y'all be safe during this holiday time. If you don't got to congregate in a crowded area, don't do it. You know, everybody want to turn up for the holidays. I know we all want to turn up. Everybody want to have a good time. You want to see your loved ones. You want to go see Big Mama. You want to do all of that. But do it in a safe manner. Don't have 60 people all in your house running rapid, no mask on, music blaring, everybody taste this and taste that. Because there's a lot of people running around that's asymptomatic and don't even know it. For us down here, I just need us to be safe. All my peoples in Austin that's watching this, my fam that may be watching this in Austin, keep staying safe, y'all, because we hit the 1 million mark down here in Texas. We went to stage 4. So basically that new wave coming back through, and it's hitting us kind of hard down here. And our governor kind of want to strap his cowboy boots up and be a big boy. So he basically trusting us to do the right thing. So keep doing the right thing, y'all, down here in Texas. If y'all watching this, keep wearing y'all masks. Stay 6 feet apart. Basically, be hygienically correct. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that just came to light for me. It's just like a damn shame that it took for an unknown virus to make us all as adults do what should come naturally. Wash your damn hands. Cover your mouth when you're sneezing and coughing. The same basic stuff that your grandma and your mama and your parents and the elders that raised you taught you to do. It's called courtesy, people. It's called being polite. Don't be all up in somebody's face, blowing your hot breath all on them. You remember the song, Back Up Off Me, Back Up Off Me. That's it. Stay at a good distance when you talking to somebody. You ain't got to be all breathing down their neck. Hey, bro, say I've called it out the whole black family. You already know how we do, bro. We don't like to follow rules. They say don't congregate with more than 10 people. We got 10 people in the house, but it's 100 in the backyard with the DJ going, plates getting passed around, people arguing over who made what. Just coronavirus spreading all around the backyard. But this week, we're not just going to stick on this virus. I'm itching to get to the point that I really want to address with y'all this week. And it's been a hot topic. It's been a real hot topic since it went down on the 19th. All I've been seeing up and down Facebook is Guwop, Team Jeezy, Team Snow, Bird is, Bird at, people insulting each other. Or if you a Gucci fan, you had to ride the slow bus. All you Jeezy fans, they calling this man all out his name, dragging him because he didn't marry somebody of the black ethnic group, doing all this back and forth up and down my timeline. And here's just my little humble opinion. First of all, I need y'all to realize something. Hey Chuck, we could play that one
we
one
do
video.
This motherfucker one last time and be done with it, my nigga. Let's do it.
Let's do them all for it.
Let's do it. Let's do it, nigga. What's happening?
Where your ice at? Where your chain and your rings at? Where your thing at?
Let's go.
Ice at.
I'm so
Ice at.
I'm so
Ice at.
One little wheel.
Yeah. I'm so.
Nah, the fact that they did that at the end of the show, for all y'all that's arguing back and forth, breaking up friendships, all kind of crazy stuff, man, insulting each other all up and down the timeline, do y'all really think the men didn't have a conversation before and after that was over with? And ironically, they both dropped new projects at midnight that same night they did that versus. And here's just my little opinion on the whole thing. For all of y'all that was posting the two things Jeezy owned under his government name, that spoke volumes of y'all as people. That showed me that y'all don't really understand how business works. So I always use myself as an example. Since the Jackson Report is a company that I own, if I was buying property down here in Austin, and I'm buying it in multitude, it may be 3 or 4 different things that's under DeWitt Jackson's name. 7 of them under the Jackson Report. 2 of them might be under my significant other name, if and when I get one. But yet and still, they will all be assets owned by who? Me. So for all y'all idiots that kept posting the 2 things under his government name saying how he owned half Atlanta, this only showed 2 things. That let me know that y'all don't understand what making a brand means. But yet y'all all bosses. Yet y'all all big time. So what I took away from that battle was this. Both of them men grown. Either in their 40s or damn near in their 40s. And y'all wanted them to resort to some street stuff. And they millionaires. This week I said I was going to get back to business. And getting back to business, it's time for change, y'all. And if we won't change, we got to start from within. We got to start with ourselves. Here's the whole thing that I'm looking to see. I can't wait for it to happen in our community. We always want respect. Yet, when somebody take the respectful route, take the high road, be grown, we instantly go to disrespect towards that person. So you get what you give. I've been seeing people drag Jeezy all week. And guess what? If that man didn't pull off the grownest shit I ever seen, when Gucci said all of that extra stuff during the battle, talking about how he buried his mans and did all that, and guess what Jeezy came back with? I'm the realest nigga in it. That alone spoke volumes to me. I ain't got to stoop to your level or play your game. because the damage was already done because you came here in your feelings about some stuff that happened in the past. And a lot of y'all he tried to have him killed. Y'all don't know the whole story. Y'all wasn't in Atlanta. Y'all wasn't in the rooms with them men. We feed so much into the media, into social media hype, that at this point, it's starting to get sickening. Just how easily influenced our community is by what we see on a Facebook timeline or a Twitter feed or TikTok or Instagram. It's like we gone off so much into the virtual world that we overlook reality. And it's starting to get frustrating to me because of the demographic that I live in. A lot of the people that I know down here use social media as a promotional tool or as a networking tool. They don't use it to get on there and bash family, bash their friends, bash their lover, significant other. Nor do they use it for the wrong kind of attention. So my people, my black people, yes, I'm talking to y'all this week. When do we get over trying to shame one another for being successful and not wanting to lose everything that we worked hard for just to prove a point to who? To us? A bunch of people that say they start fighting on that stage and start shooting it out on live stream. Now what? 2 successful black men gone to prison over trying to prove a point to what? A bunch of broke people that can't even afford the lifestyle that they live in. And that's just my take from that whole battle. From that whole verses and all of the insults and back and forths and I'm team this and if you a Gucci fan, you that. If you a Jeezy fan, you this. I applaud both of them. Because they did something a lot of y'all can't even do. They was able to put their differences to the side, celebrate each other's music, and if y'all paid attention to the very end of that battle, when Gucci said, you extended the olive branch and I accepted it. It is what it is. It's all love. So it's like a lot of the times, beefs don't even be beefs until we escalate it. Y'all made it look like it was something it wasn't. Blowing it all out of proportion. Oh, Gucci got up there hoeing that man. Gucci said this and that and this and that. His outfit was $10,000 and the coat Jeezy had on was $50,000 by itself. So you see how ignorant we be looking with the stuff we be saying and glorifying. And I didn't get up here to bash my own people. That's not my intentions with this whole conversation. My intentions with this conversation is it's time to get it together. Like I reverted to maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago. We want to be kings and queens. Let's start moving in king and queen-like manner. On the flip side of that, I'm seeing so many people come out the woodwork with new businesses, black-owned businesses. They starting it on the internet. And I'm like, dang, it's like we finally waking up. We using the internet for more than just getting glorified. Just, I put a picture up, it got 100 likes. I'm a Facebook celebrity. Nah. It's only one way to get respect out here. I've been preaching ownership this whole podcast. Since I started coming live streaming every week, I've been preaching ownership. So I'm applauding all of the people that I know that I'm seeing take heed to that. Because we was looking at some articles earlier. And I was looking at the one about the wealth divide in America. And my mind was blown. It's like the gap between the average black household and every other household is so spacious it makes no sense. And all of the articles I was reading was from previous years. So what this told me from just looking at these articles was this. It's not like the world is just sitting on the axis and not spinning. The world ain't standing still. So if the world is rotating, that means evolution is happening. That means things do change. And when I looked at this chart, at first I got a little frustrated. Because I'm like, dang, the difference in wealth is outlandish. But then that thought came over me. We're in a time now where opportunity is being given. And what's odd is, I've been saying it, the whole racism, inequality thing was something indoctrinated to keep us arguing amongst ourselves. Because guess what? For the longest, I heard so many people preaching white privilege, white privilege, white privilege this, white privilege that. And I looked at a flow chart today of the wealth in America. And turns out, white people ain't the ones that's getting all the wealth in America. It's the Asians that's getting all of the wealth in America. So that should let y'all know times are changing. Times are changing. Even though at the end of it all, like my producer had us laughing, like we get a fucked up end of the stick. But sometimes we pick the wrong enemies to go to war with. And y'all see it, it's right there in front of y'all.
I saw an article that said the most common doctor's last name is no longer Smith. It's Patel.
Oh, wow. Indian, huh? That's deep. So as you can tell, we bicker amongst ourselves, we bicker amongst the ethnic groups. White privilege this, or oh, we can't do this because we black, or he only gonna get this because he looked this way. And y'all just saw it in front of y'all. The chart speaks for itself. They getting a lot of money, but they done got out, they done got passed over. You got to think with all of these tech companies coming, who is the most technical people? Asian Americans have surpassed white America when it comes to wealth in the United States. So as you can see, I only brought this up to make a good point. It's time to change up our train of thought. It's really time to stop with all of the he said, she said about what we can't have and realize what we can have, because the opportunity is right in front of us. If you know something you good at and you could use that for monetary value, run with it. Run with it. Because we at a point in time in America now where the opportunity is there. So many doors done opened up during this pandemic. And if you wasn't one of them people sitting back, getting caught in the moment and worried about, oh man, the government not going to give us this. They not going to pass this new stimulus bill. They not going to do this. Because from March to about July, that's a good 4-5 month run where you should have acquired at least 10 racks or better. And if you didn't make that money do something for you, then there's nobody to blame but you. Nobody at fault but you. I've been seeing all of the posts. Like such and such had 10,000 and ain't about nothing but Jordans and video games. Or such and such had 10,000. Ain't even think to buy a car. A lot of people I know got that 10,000 and you know what they did? Invested. See, we need to get out of the mentality of looking good make us successful. Because most of the successful people I know down here in Austin look like they just rolled over from under some newspaper and jumped in my car. Like, take me to this 8-bedroom mansion I got in Westlake. You talking shit? Like my producer. He looks like who done it and what for? But he's kind of a successful guy. Chuck, if you saw Chuck. Most humble guy I know. You wouldn't imagine. Chuck could probably buy you. Or some good hookers for us after the show. No, that's just a joke. I had to lighten the mood up because a lot of people be watching my show and be thinking I be targeting people and coming at my own ethnic group like that. And that's not the purpose of why I speak on the things I speak on. The purpose of me speaking on the things that I speak on is because I want us to catch it. I want us to finally get it. I really want to uplift us because the opportunity is here for us. Especially with this new administration coming in. Don't be one of them people that's just sitting back waiting on the government to pass something. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. And I said, you know what's the oddest thing about politics and all of that stuff? Why is it that as a country, we waiting on this entity to do something that we should rightfully do for ourselves? We waiting on this entity to implement laws or policies or procedures to end racism, when we can end it our damn selves. By taking the time to not look and be like, oh, it's them. It's their fault. And blaming them for something they have no control over, just like we don't. It's not like when you pull up to the light next to that white guy in one car or the Hispanic guy in another car. It's not like they just left the White House telling them, you know what? Make it easy for us to get along and damn the black people. They're American citizens just like we is. But we'll look over at them and be like, oh, he think he better than me. And that's the person going on about their day, not even thinking about you. Now, you do have the ones that show you their true colors. When it's shown to you, then you react. But don't judge just because you look over and, oh, they're a certain color. When I was looking at that chart about the wealth gap, it brought one thing to mind to me. If over the years, the distribution of wealth in the country dramatically changed from one ethnic group to a whole different ethnic group, That's showing us that it's a possibility for it to change from that ethnic group to another one. But here's one of the points I wanted to hit on with us. It's a difference between being ready for the business world and wanting to be hood rich. What, 10, 20,000 make you hood rich? And that could be gone in less than a week. It was a proven point to me. It could be gone in less than a day. But we talking about that generational rich, where you putting things in play that's gonna sustain you and your family for years to come. Something that accrues wealth as opposed to momentary wealth. It's easy to get 100,000 and now you looking like you something, but that 100,000 will run out quick. If you're in the comments, I need to ask y'all something. Let's say tomorrow the government decided, surprise, we're going to send every household in America 150,000. What would you actually do with 150,000? What's the first thing that pop in your mind to do? And I need somebody that's watching, be it during this live stream or even after it, because I check the comments all night long. Tell me what would be the first thing you would do, honestly, if you woke up tomorrow to a $150,000 check in your mailbox. Would you invest it? Would you try to buy property? Or would you be looking like, I'm finna go get me that Wraith I've been wanting, and then drive it off the lot, 2 traffic lights down, you so geeked up you got this Wraith, you trying to call everybody, bam, you scraped the curb. Now the value of your car just done went down dramatically. Look at it. Who was it? I think Tracy Morgan had just bought him a Bentley, drove off the lot, had a car accident, smashed it up. Yeah, Chuck, let's pull that up. And I hope not the deadly one, not the Walmart one. He got hit by a Walmart truck. We talking about the one where he tore up his Bentley. Yeah, because he settled with Walmart for like some millions. They gave him $60 million, I think, something like that. Yeah, when I seen that Walmart crash, heck, I was getting kind of close to Walmart semis, like. Oh man, let me be the first to cash in. It's just been a lot of stuff over this weekend that I've been looking at. Like a lot of stuff that we would think we know that we don't. Like for instance, the whole Dave Chappelle situation. Dave Chappelle, I seen it, his show was streaming on Netflix. And I thought that was kind of cool because I was a fan of his show. But to show you how much Netflix likes the Dave Chappelle franchise, they snatched the stream down just because he told them Viacom took the show from him. Basically, he signed the contract. So they doing whatever they want to with it. And he not getting paid for it. So Netflix say, oh, you not? We're going to snatch it down off our streaming platform. So when I saw that, I thought about that like that's a good standing relationship. a whole streaming platform that's making darn good money off your show. But the fact that you one of their favorite comedians and they make hella money off you alone, the money that they make off you supersede the money they was making off streaming this show. So we just take it off our whole platform. That's what I'm talking about, people. That ties into everything I'm talking about. Let's start learning how to make good business relationships with people, as opposed to always looking for that route, like we was looking for with that Jeezy battle. We downplayed Jeezy this whole week, so many people did, because he chose to be a grown man. And if you listen to that new album, The Recession 2, and you ain't on some grown man stuff, you're not going to get that album. You're not going to understand it. Because when I listened to it, I understood what he was talking about through the whole album. And like me and my cousin was talking about back and forth on Facebook earlier, he been building to this album since Trap or Die 2, whether y'all realized it or not. Basically, this album was his transition from street life all of these years into being a grown, rich, successful black man in America who's about to get married. So when we looked at that verses, to sum up that whole debate over it, when we looked at that verses, what we failed to realize is two successful black millionaire men, one who's married, one who's about to be married, stepping out of childish ways into being grown men. We need more of that in our community. Because it brought something to my mind talking about it with somebody. We destroy us before anybody else can. But that's the elephant in the room nobody ever want to address. All while we scream, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. We want Black lives to matter. The only way they matter to the rest of the world is when they matter to us first. So if we could look at another black man or a black woman and say, that's my brother, that's my sister, why we don't act like it when it comes to differences? Why do we be the first to down ourselves, yet expect other people and other ethnic groups to respect us? That's like a female. You take her to the store, buy her some wine, get her a good meal, and she giving it up. But yet turn around and be like, why you keep calling me a hoe? Because you played yourself like one. Or that's just like a grown man. Every female you meet, you paying this bill, you paying that bill. And don't get nothing out of it. And then you mad. Why she calling me a trick? Because you just played yourself like one. And I use that metaphorically to be like this. If we don't want to keep getting stereotyped as thugs, gangsters, and all of the ignorant stereotypes that come with being us, we need to stop portraying ourselves like that. Stop glorifying stuff that doesn't accrue any value for us as a community. Yeah, the Versus was a good thing. The whole Versus franchise is a good thing during this quarantine for everybody, being that we can't go to live concerts. So that's the closest thing to a live concert we getting through Instagram, Apple TV. But at the end of the day, something that was put out to be a celebration shouldn't always instantly get turned into a big beef amongst our community. And we make ourselves look crazy as hell all up and down Facebook. Because what's that old saying? Big brother's always watching. So have y'all ever thought with the things that we post and the differences we be having on Facebook, have y'all ever thought about that entity that's sitting back looking at that and realizing it and feeding into it like, we see how easy it is to divide that community. All we got to do is pit this against that. And they already divided. The work already done. The damage already done. Just something for y'all to think about. Something to be on y'all mind for the rest of this week. Especially going into this holiday where we supposed to be giving thanks for all of the things we've been grateful for this year. Because there's a lot I'm grateful for this year. For one, this whole podcast. I didn't think about starting no podcast. So shouts to my crazy ass producer who, you should do it. Didn't know I was going to be fairly decent at it. The humble approach with it. A lot more stuff I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for both of my parents being in remission of cancer. I'm grateful that a lot of my family members is making it through this coronavirus pandemic. All of my friends around me down here. Nobody got sick. Nobody is in the hospital. So I've been saying it all year. 2020 was going to be a year of clear vision. And this year, it's been one of them years where everybody going to every new year like, this going to be my year, this going to be my year. So we a month away from a new year, pretty much. Now y'all mind should be transitioning into how we going to be better people in this upcoming year. What we going to do different next year that we didn't do this year? Because a lot of progress was made this year. Whether we want to believe it or whether you like it or not, a lot of progress was made. It may not been made the fast way. It may be a slow, ongoing process. But the uprising and the protests really did spark change. And it's like, now that we got their ears, what we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with it? Is we gonna keep up with it? Or is this gonna be another event in history that comes and goes once all of the media hype died down about the black protests and Black Lives Matter and defund the police? Here's my little hope. I'm hoping that this finally sparked that change that we need. Finally sparked that light within us to understand that we really do have a voice. That's the biggest secret. We really do have a voice. I think for years we just been so scared to use it. We've been stuck in so much self-doubt. Oh, they not going to hear us because we black. America don't like us. America don't like this. But if nothing else, this year should have showed us all. When we organize, we accomplish. So the whole messaging behind this show today, leading into Thanksgiving, and the rest of the holidays that end off the year, all of the holidays where family come together, they give thanks on Thanksgiving. They come together and open gifts and fellowship together on Christmas. And then they come together again and start celebrating the dawning of a new year. So in this season of family and togetherness and unity, I figured this show today. On top of always talking about politics and talking about the whole versus thing and talking about what we need to do as a community, what we need to do as Americans is realize this. If nothing else from this Trump administration, we should have learned this. If we the people can come together without the government, without the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or the Libertarian Party and all of these parties that we feel like we need, here's what's been coming to me lately. None of them political parties are on the streets of these cities that we all live in when we riding around. We the people make this country, not the government, not all these different paper pushers. The everyday common folks like me and you is what make this country a country. So we shouldn't be waiting on a law to get implemented. We shouldn't be waiting on Congress to decide this or the Senate to pass that for us to be able to end the divide in America. In this season of unity, we should be able to unite the country ourselves. We should be able to look over and not just see a white man or an Asian man or a black man, a Hispanic man, a fellow American. And that whole saying, out of many shall come one. Maybe that flies over all our heads all of the time. A lot of us take that in a way of out of many it should come one. Meaning out of all these ethnic groups, it should either be us as blacks or them as whites or Hispanics. No, out of many should come one. You bring the whites, you bring the Hispanics, you bring the blacks, you bring the Asians, you bring the Native Americans. And they all become American people. That's what I get from E Pluribus Unum. And maybe that word flew over a lot of y'all heads because I'm learning that a lot of people don't read books. But that's what that means. Out of many shall come one. So before I leave this show today, I don't even have nobody to give my 15 seconds of shame to. Oh, Chuck got one for y'all.
So in the Thanksgiving spirit, I think it's better to give my 15 seconds of thanks.
All right on.
I'm thankful for the fact that no one in my life is actively trying to hold me back. Everyone I'm surrounded by only wants what's best for me, and they help me do my job and do what I need to do most effectively and as easily as possible. Everyone. I can't think of a single person that doesn't have my best interests in heart. So look around yourself when you're sitting at the Thanksgiving table and see if that holds true for you as well. And if it does, tell them you're thankful for it. I think it's something that people really appreciate.
And that was dope, Chuck. But I'll let y'all in on a little secret now that Chuck can't hear what we're talking about. Oh shit, my producer getting on here.
Bitch, Charlie. You're a real lucky guy. Because there's a lot of fucking people that hate me. And there's a lot of people trying to hold me back.
Now see, in the spirit of giving thanks, right? My producer pretty much don't have nothing to give thanks about.
Whoa, that's not true.
His life's in shambles. No, I'm just. No, really, really, no. Look, y'all. Since Chuck started it off, he done started a new segment at least to the end of the year on the show. My 15 seconds of thanks. I honestly got to say I'm thankful for you guys. For one, my producer make it fun, Chuck make it fun, and I'm thankful for you guys that tune in every week and show me y'all support. Because for years, anybody that ever known me, I support any and everything that anybody I know and care about is doing. So my 15 seconds of thanks will go to my viewers and my loyal people that stay tuning in every week. I'm thankful for y'all because this year was the starting point for this show. And going into next year, we taking it to the next level. That's period. We taking it to the next level. We starting the Jackson Report shirts, going to be coming soon. The tight tees for the ladies. I might even start some Jackson Report leggings. Because I think I want to see my name across people's ass when they walking down the street. So y'all stay tuned and be ready. Because there's a lot that's coming with this show. And this week I wanted to inform y'all a little bit. Speak to my community a little bit. And speak to everybody. Because to end the year off, after this crazy ass year we all went through, from the president with his antics, to this virus, to just the countless amount of lives that we lost. In this season of giving thanks, let's all be thankful. Especially if you tuned in and you viewing this. Let's be thankful that God gave us another 24 hours to keep trying to be the best version of ourselves that we could possibly be. And the jewel I'm going to leave y'all with this week is this. Be thankful for the path that God granted you. And stop looking over at the path that somebody else taking. Because you will never see what's in front of you and you might trip up and stumble on your own path. Y'all catch the metaphor in that one. And as usual, my own personal jewel that I want to give to y'all. It's something my grandma used to always say. My grandma Lanier in the projects. She used to always tell me this when I would run up in her room and I'm, Granny, this and that and this and that. And I would just run in and I wanted to hug her and always, I needed a good word from my grandmas. Outside of the count it all joy, her and my Aunt Jackie used to always tell me this. As people, if you go looking for boogers, you will always find one. And what I mean by that is this. Stop always looking for the bad in people. Because you can always find something bad in everybody, including yourself. But if you start looking at people and judging them off the content of their character and how they come across to you, watch how easy your life get. Watch how many more doors open up. That's just something for y'all to take home with y'all. And as usual, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Keep tuning in, telling a friend to tell a friend. It's been another episode of the Jackson Report. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Good night, people.